Ed, speech off.
Hello, my name is Sienna Price. I have septo-optic dysplasia, which caused me to be born completely blind, and it also caused me to be on the autism spectrum, and I have complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And in this video, we are going to be discussing autism and sickness. Now, when I say sickness, I mean like colds, the flu, daily sickness, but also if you have a lifelong sickness and you're also autistic, this can also apply to you as well. No one is excluded. So, I'm going to basically talk about my experiences as an autistic person dealing with sickness, because last month I was sick. It made me really reflect on things. But last month I was sick, and I don't know what it was. I'm going to assume it was just like a chest cold or something. But congestion was actually really bad. When I was breathing, I was like wheezing every single time. We actually questioned if I needed to go to the doctor or not. Luckily, I didn't need to go to the doctor. And if I did, they probably would have just said to keep doing what we were doing, which was keep taking the over the counter stuff, which would have been pointless anyway. Anyway, so when dealing with sickness, I may be almost 28 years old, but I turn into a grumpy old witch. Seriously, I turn into a grumpy old lady. I have a very low tolerance for things to happen that I don't want to happen. I have a low tolerance for sensory. Like if it's a noise or a texture that I just don't like, I don't have the tolerance for it. My pain tolerance, it's there. It's seriously there. And my autistic rage. If you don't know what autistic rage is, check out Orion Kelly, that autistic guy. He has a YouTube channel and he discusses autistic rage. That's there too. Way more than when I'm not sick. So a good example, when I'm sick, when something just doesn't go right. So if I drop something when I'm regulated, I'm not sick. Oops. Okay, I'll pick it up. It's okay. It's fine. If I drop something when I'm sick, so help me God, if you fall one more time or if anything falls, I'm gonna blow. That's it, right there. That's literally how I am. If something falls, if a jar doesn't open like I want it to, I am not I'll put all my strength in, but I am not in the mood to deal with something that's acting funky. I'm just really not. I'm not in the mood to deal with other people's bull crap. Now, if someone says hi to me, I'm not going to be like, you just back the heck off and leave me alone. I'll say hi because that's the right thing to do. I'll say hi. I'll say, hey, how are you? How's your day? I will do that. But if someone says something or just does something that I don't particularly agree with, I'm probably not going to respond the way I would respond if I was regulated and not sick. However, there are things that I am grateful for when I am sick. First and foremost, I'm grateful for the fact that I outgrew my asthma that I had as a kid. Because if I had still had my asthma, we'd be monitoring me a lot. Seriously, we'd be wondering if I needed to go to the hospital. Thankfully, I don't have that anymore. I'm also glad that now keep in mind, every person with this is different. I'm glad I grew out of seizures. Now, like I said, every person with seizures and epilepsy is different. And some people never grow out of seizures. And when they're sick, they probably have constant seizures. And guess what? That's okay. You're still included. You are still loved. You are still awesome. It's okay. But I am so glad I grew out of my seizures, and I'll maybe make a video talking about my seizures later on. I mean, it's not important right now, but I might make a video later on discussing my seizures. But I'm very grateful that I grew out of my asthma, and I'm very grateful that I grew out of my seizures. And if there are people that are watching this that have not grown out of asthma, that have not grown out of seizures, you are still amazing. You are still unique. You are still loved. You are still included, and it's okay. It's okay that I want to say this without being toxically positive here. It's okay that you don't grow out of them. I don't expect everyone to grow out of their seizures. Every person is different, whether they have epilepsy or not. Every person is different. Anyway, that's pretty much my experience with dealing with sickness. You know, it's not all bad. It's not all, I hate my life sucks. It's not all that. It's, yes, it sucks being sick, and I do deal with a lot more than probably the average person who is neurotypical and stuff like that. Oh, another thing that happens when I'm sick, I'm more vulnerable to complex post-traumatic stress disorder flashbacks. I'm more vulnerable to emotional flashbacks. I'm more vulnerable to symptoms of complex PTSD when I'm sick. But when I'm when I'm fine, yes, I do have emotional flashbacks of my trauma, but it's more easier to deal with, and it's something that I can seriously just hop to it and kick PTSD in the butt. I'm not saying I can't do that when I'm sick. It's just I don't have the tolerance for flashbacks. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, just because I'm sick, I don't sit there and think, oh God, I hate my life is so miserable. There's nothing good to think about when I'm sick, because that's not true. I think about good things too. I'm grateful for, like what I had just said. I'm also grateful that I can at least still do some things for myself. Oh, how do I deal with these things when dealing with sickness? How dare I forget to talk about that? What do I do? I don't always allow myself to rest. Just because I'm such a perfectionist and hyperfixated on taking care of myself and doing things for myself and being so independent, and I don't allow myself to rest. But I'm working on getting better at doing that because I overwork myself. I bring simple percussion instruments to where I'm going to be sitting and resting. So like I'll bring a tongue drum or a kalimba, and I just kind of make relaxing music, improvisational music with those to try to ease the annoyance and the stuff like that, the PTSD flashbacks, just stuff like that. I will use fidgets to kind of keep myself busy. I will take showers, definitely. Hot showers definitely help with that. I'll drink tea. Those are the main things I do to help myself when I'm sick. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.